Let's talk some Franklin Pierce baseball. Today we go up to Ringe, New Hampshire. Anthony Marcano is our guest. Anthony, congratulations on the season you guys have put together so far. What's it been like to hit the ball the way that the Ravens have this year?
We just love the Raven Dome. That's what we call it. Ball just flies, and it's just a great environment to be in every day at Ringe. It's middle of nowhere, but it's a great baseball atmosphere to play in every day.
How did you guys come up with the name the Raven Dome?
I have no idea. This is as soon as April came around, everyone was like, "Oh, we're in the Raven Dome." I was like, "What is that?" It's my first year here, so I was like, "I don't know what that is." Guys were like, "Oh, that's just our home." Papa's Field is the actual name of the field, but we call it the Raven Dome. We
You
have
know that
no.
you know that when we post this online, we're gonna have to go to like AI and be like, "Can you draw us a picture of a Raven Dome and see what it comes up with?" What is it like to hit at home? What is it about that field that makes you guys feel so comfortable?
We practice there throughout the fall. We know the hops. We know it's just home. The environment is completely different. An away crowd, our parents show up, but there's just more people there at the Raven Dome. There's a lot of students there, a lot of guys that you see, a lot of athletes that you see throughout the week. It's just a different environment. A lot of noise. The hill gets completely full. It hasn't yet because it's been a little chilly, but as the month goes on and it gets a little warmer and school starts getting out, there's a lot more people that are going to show up to our game. So
Tell me, like people always say hitting is contagious. How much does it roll through your lineup, the way that it's constructed, where one guy leads into the next?
I think just 1 through 9, we just have confidence in each other. So it's like, okay, the guy in front of me did his job. Now it's time to do mine. We passed the baton. That's what we really focus on. Just the everybody needs to focus on their job. And then when you look up at the scoreboard, it's like, oh, we've done a great job today. And it's just the guy ahead of us. Okay, he got on. Now it's time to me simply just to move him, do the job. Then the guy behind me can score him. And that's just how it's. So definitely, it is contagious. Hitting is definitely contagious.
Tell me about your path to Ringe. First off, why was Franklin Pierce the right place for you at this point in your career?
So Keo was here last year, and Keo's from Boston, which I am from too. So we spent the entire summer just speaking about like, okay, what do you want to do for your last year? And I was like, honestly, I had been recruited by Chambers out of high school and past recent years, but I had decided to go elsewhere. And then Keo was like, and this is the perfect way for you to end your year, and we could do it together. And I was like, I love it. It allows me to focus. Like I said earlier, that we're in the middle of nowhere, so it's just baseball, just literally dominoes, market basket, and the Raven Dome. There is really nothing else around here. So
You got a good lake, good view.
yes, 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 yes.
Um, Tell me about your career to this point. I know you were at Essex, then you went to UMass Lowell. What was it like for you each stop along the way, and how did it craft you into the player that you are now?
So I actually went to JUCO for COVID year in Kansas City. I went 2 years there. Then I went to Northern Essex, which also a friend had recruited me and said, "Ant, this is a great place for you to come in." He had been there in the spring. He said, "This is a great place for you to come in." I went into Northern Essex, had a great, phenomenal year. Then I went to UMass Lowell. It didn't quite work out, which gave me that resiliency and that space to be like, okay, I want to focus this last year and make sure that everything goes as we plan. So that's why I ended up in Ringe, and it's been honestly a great decision for me to come here and finish my last year here.
What kind of player are you?
So I'm more of a vocal guy that like lead by example, but more vocal. Like guys, I feel like I have a pull that guys listen to me when I speak. So it's more like, okay, guys, these are the plans that we're gonna go through every day, and this is how we're gonna set our goals. These are our goals, and we're gonna set and work to them every single day. And clearly, it's been working for us this year. Rough start, but we flipped the switch, and we've been on a roll ever since.
Do you want to stay in sports when you get done with school?
Yes, sir.
How so?
So I've been thinking about being a sports agent. I definitely want to either sports agent or like a coaching job somewhere, just to give the knowledge that I have picked up over the past couple years and give it back to the youth. So,
What's turned you onto that path?
um, I just feel like I've been blessed with a lot of good coaches in my life, and I want to continue that and give it to the youth. Especially, there's a lot of kids that the internet I feel like has messed up a lot of kids mentally when it comes to baseball. There's just too many hitting gurus and stuff like that that I feel like really that's not the way I was taught to play baseball. And I just want to make sure that okay, they have somebody they can look up to and be like, okay, this is definitely the right process that I need to do every day, and this is how I need to work hard to get to where I want to go. So
Who were your big influences growing up? Who shaped the kind of player you are now?
definitely, Rafael Mosca. He is the head coach for Stars Baseball in Boston, and Gilly, who was his assistant, who several years ago he passed away. Um, but those two guys have definitely been the foundation for my baseball career.
What'd they tell you? What sticks in your brain?
So Gilly always used to say just body everything up. He was like it was a lot of tough love. So it was just we're gonna work hard and there's really no complaining. We're just gonna show up and do what we have to do. And that's how we're gonna get to where we need to go. And it was just every day was a grind ever since a young age, like T-ball, starting from T-ball, it was just like, okay, these are the foundations. And then as we grew up together, it was just, okay, now we're going to go harder. Now you're becoming a man. Now we're going to go to the gym. We're going to do this together. We're going to practice more. I expect more from you. So every day was just, let's get better. Let's get better. And that's what the steps we took.
Why baseball? Of all sports, why was that the one that caught you?
Honestly, um, from the last, like any memory that I have is just baseball. I don't know what drew me to it. I don't know. My parents never played baseball. My mom never played softball. My dad never played baseball. But it was just something that drew me from a very young age. Since I was 3 years old, I've been playing baseball. So from what I can remember, it was just always baseball that I chose. And then I became to love the game throughout the years, and it's been there ever since. So
Do you remember the first time you went to Fenway?
yes. I'm actually a Yankees fan,
What?
which is actually gonna be controversial, but
Yeah.
I'm a Yankees fan. So the Red Sox, the Fenway experience is definitely something different for me and my family. So,
All right, so tell me about the first time that you remember, and then we'll talk about the Yankee thing. But walk me through your first experience at the ballpark.
the first experience I actually at the ballpark, I was with the Red Sox Foundation for the RBI. So that was my first. I think I was probably like 9 or 10, and I was like one of their vocal guys that they had selected from the inner city to go speak. And I went to a couple Red Sox games and had different experiences. I also spoke at a Red Sox game, like in the podcast. So that was, I think, my first experience at Fenway.
Like you spoke on the broadcast?
Like I went to, this was when I was a little bit older. I was like 12 or 13, maybe a little bit older. But I went to, what's it called? The spring training, and I had spoke. So I got selected for that. So
How was that?
definitely, that was my first time like actually working on communications outside of like the baseball field. It was like, okay, this is a different level. This I feel like that's what motivated me to like continue in that baseball after baseball's done. Simply based on the fact that it was just like, okay, at a young age I could speak and I could be vocal, and it was just that. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Tell me about RBI a little bit, and tell me about playing baseball in the city.
It is definitely one of the most memorable memories that I have playing RBI. It was just okay, the weekend's coming and it's gonna be Jim Rice. That's where most of the games were. Jim Rice is gonna be insanely packed. It's gonna be a bunch of people. There's gonna be different categories. It's gonna be juniors and seniors. The seniors always get there early, so the juniors games are even more packed. And I was lucky enough to play in both categories. So I played juniors, and then I would go play for seniors for stars, and it was just always a like. And RBI, honestly, for a lot of inner city kids, have I feel like it saved a lot of lives because it distracted kids from doing things that they shouldn't be doing in the summertime, especially in Boston, where it could get very dangerous sometimes, or they could just stir off into other activity that they shouldn't be doing. So RBI definitely helped kids get distracted for 4 or 5 hours in a day that they could have been doing a lot of harm to society. So
How much fun was baseball for you growing up as a kid? How much of an outlet was it for you?
I loved it. That my mom always says that she would have to like literally drag me off the field. It wouldn't be like, oh, the practice is over. Let's just go home. It would be like, Mom, let's go. I want to go play pickle. That's what she says all the time till this day. Or Mom, I want to go play pickle, or I'm gonna go do something. I'm gonna go hit. And she was like, didn't you just play? Yeah, but it's not over yet. Then I'll go home and be exhausted. It was just okay. Now it's time to nap. But every day was just a little bit more than just what practice held for me.
Who'd you look up to?
Definitely, my mom is my inspiration. Or you mean like
I mean, I meant as a baseball player, but if you're, I mean,
as a baseball
we
player?
can go generally too.
As a baseball player, definitely Jeter. So I'm a Yankees fan. Definitely Jeter. The stories of him just being the guy that led by example. He wasn't really the vocal guy, but just a guy that shows up every day, hard nosed guy, and he would just put his body on the line. Every day was just okay. Let's work. And then a guy even closer to home was Dustin Pedroia. That he was just a smaller guy, and it was just like I'm gonna grit every AB. I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm gonna work. And my dad loved his game and would always mention him all the time. So it was just like, okay, this is definitely a guy that he's in the major leagues and he's a smaller guy, but he does what all the big boys are supposed to be doing, hitting balls over the monster, laying out, making nasty plays at second base. It was just every day was okay. This is a guy also that is a hard nosed player.
Take me down the mom path a little bit more too. What about your mom do you really look up to from growing up?
My mom is just a warrior. Like my mom. I'm one of four boys, so my mom went to school with all of us. We were all like low teens or mid teens, and my mom went to go get her master's degree, and she graduated with a 3.87. And she says that we have no excuse not to perform in the classroom and on the field because we have no stress. That she had to balance a full-time job also with four kids, and she went to go do her master's degree and was very successful doing her master's degree. So she says that there's really no excuse, and I admire that about her. That no matter what obstacles were thrown at her, she was like, "No, I'm gonna get this through, and I'm gonna do well at it." And that's what she says to all of us. She says that whatever we decide to do, just be the best that you can be. Don't go in there and be like, okay, I'm gonna give 50%, I'm gonna give 70%. It's either 150% or don't do it at all. She'd rather us not do anything at all than be lackadaisical doing something. So,
Shouts to mom. Mom strength is where it's at. Um, before I let you go, tell me about the Yankees. How'd this happen?
so my entire household is Yankee fans except for my little brother. That's at AIC or Marnie. So he's the only Red Sox fan. So when we go to the Yankees games, he's the only one with Red Sox gear. So the fan section around us, it goes insane. When we score, the Yankees score, we are in his face, like taunting him and just look. And the guys around us are like boo. And then when the Red Sox score, we have to take the punishment now. So it's just a very unique experience at Fenway every time we go.
Yeah, I would think so. Anthony, congrats on the season that you've had, the career that you've had, and looking forward to seeing you end it on a good note here over the next few weeks.
Thank you.